Hello everyone, my name is Marrie, and unfortunately the time has come that I must say goodbye to WSRU-TV. Since starting at SRU, I knew I could follow my dreams towards becoming a sports broadcaster here at The Rock. And with a push from Dr. Pyrich, I did just that. She introduced me to Dr. Fleming, who at the time, I didn't know was going to change my life. I went to my first WSRU-TV meeting after Dr. Fleming invited me to, and that's when it all changed. I met London Fabian, their president at the time, and Matt Carlson, the co-producer of Around the Rock. We talked about what I was interested in and what WSRU-TV was. This eventually led me to meet Logan Snyder and Austin Agosti, where we worked on the Around the Rock sports segment together. I also met somebody who eventually became my best friend, Hannah Shumsky. Hannah joined WSRU-TV in the fall of 2018, and she was helping out editing our scripts. Ms. Shumsky and I eventually became friends and then partners. I'm super proud of us, and I look forward to seeing where our journey goes after we graduate on Saturday. I eventually moved into Logan's spot, and I knew I was going to enjoy running the sports section. At this time as well, Haley Potter, who's one of the most professional college MMJs I know, took over as president. The team of Miss Potter, Ron McNerney, Vanessa Glenn, Sammy Amato, Ian Swartz, Hannah, myself, and of course our advisor Dr. Fleming was unstoppable. Ian and I were joined by Ashley Kaiser and Joshua Peters, who helped us revive Around the Rock Sports. Our organization was introduced to new people and making new friends along the way. Our team was set to go to LA for the NBS conference last spring, but we all know what happened there. Our semester was cut short. Ian, Ashley, Josh, and I didn't know it, but our last Around the Rock Sports show ended up being March 20th, 2020. In the end though, even though COVID cut so much of our time short, I think things still worked out for us. I missed working with that e-board, but eventually it was time for me to take over. So in the fall of 2020, I became the president of WSRU-TV. In addition to my new role as president, I was still a part of the Rocket, and I had started interning at 21 WFMJ in Youngstown, Ohio. You can ask anybody I know, but I've probably told them multiple times about how amazing my internship was, and just how much I learned, and how it reassured me I was following my dream. I met some of the most amazing people there, and a huge thank you goes to Dana Balish, Joshua Fitch, Corey McRae, Dan Pushkar, and Aaron Simonek. During my time there, I went to countless amount of football, soccer, volleyball, and basketball games. I learned so much about the industry in my 7 months there, I cannot wait to get back into the media world. So back to WSRU-TV. I took over as president, and especially during a pandemic, I didn't know what to think. We did a huge overhaul of students, and I've never led anything before. But Dr. Fleming never lost confidence in me. Mac Bell and Madison Williams joined on as anchors, and Emily Schroyer joined us for her final semester of college. In addition, the newly hired assistant news editor of The Rocket, Joe Wells, joined us along with Daniel Arcida Franzak. With just a few people returning from before, Ashley Kaiser, Avery Klegling, and Maddie Bundy, we had a new crew ready to start something completely new. So with the help of Emily, we brought On the Rocks to life. With this new show, I knew I'd be tasked with running the TriCaster, which is a scary machine. But I learned so much about it and eventually was able to run some pretty good shows, most notably our election special. I loved being able to work with the new team, and I really started to see the group grow. Jumping ahead to my spring semester, I was still very busy, but I came off my first 4.0 semester. And yeah, I'm going to brag a little. I got a 4.0 in college. That's an accomplishment. I was still interning at WFMJ, but I started to feel time slow down and speed up. I know it's weird, but I felt like I was getting closer to being done with school. Steve Olbum also joined WSRU-TV in the spring, as he wanted to learn and run the TriCaster, and that became a huge help to our crew. Since the beginning of the semester, we were able to get a lot more done with our shows. I was able to become the executive producer and assist Steve while he worked his magic on the TriCaster. Steve isn't the only one that stepped up though. Avery, who's just a sophomore, has started working incredibly hard with pre-production of the show as well as during the show. She primarily runs a teleprompter. On top of that, Dr. Fleming, who's the media cheerleader for all of us, told me that Avery is doing some great work in our TV studio production class. Dan and I also got a lot done. Both in the field and in the studio, we've gotten to go to some sporting events, which allowed us to make highlight videos of the best plays, as well as improving our audio and balancing our bed music. Mac and Madison have also been extremely impressive on-air talents, especially for only doing this for just 2 semesters now. Both of them show extreme confidence, and even though they're wearing masks, it's great to see. Then there's Joe. Now Joe has been in this weird spot where he showed me a lot of hard work, through his time with WSRU-TV. But recently, he had organized the entirety of SGA's election special. We spent multiple days in the studio figuring out audio and how to fix this Zoom connection, and it showed me how much Joe values hard work. This crew was probably looking at me how I looked at London and Haley as a leader. And if that's the case, that makes me feel extremely honored, and I hope I've made you proud, all of you. I've also recently won the award for WSRU-TV and the Rocket. I was honored at the 2020-2021 Rising Star Awards, and I received a Distinguished Leader Award. It was an incredible honor, and I'm so happy my hard work paid off. So I thank you all during this crazy trip that we call college. And to Ashley, Zeev, Hannah, and I, we did it. I could not be more proud to be part of this graduating class, going out alongside some of the most talented comm students who still managed to crush it during a pandemic. So to close out, I'd like to thank my friends and family. They've always stood by my side, and I look forward to getting to see them on Saturday. And lastly, Dr. Fleming, thank you for always bringing out the best in me. You've always given me the feedback I needed and taught me so much about the industry, and I know that we're not just friends, but you're always going to be my forever advisor and mentee. And I cannot wait to come back in the fall and see what WSRU-TV is up to. So, for the final time, I'm Marrie signing off for WSRU-TV.